Hello everyone. Now I am going to talk about the rise of nationalism, the fourth video from page number 19 to page number 22, which talks about the unification of Germany, Italy and the strange case of Britain. This particular subheading tells you about the Germany, can the army be architect of a nation? Then Italy unified, how the unification of Italy took place, and the strange case of Britain. Germany, can the army be the architect of nation? Nationalism in Europe moved away from 1848 and Germany and Italy came to be unified as nation states. Prussia took over the leadership of the movement for national unification. But of course, it was not possible to unify Germany for a long time. But Otto von Bismarck took this process, who was the chief minister that time. He carried out with the help of Prussian army and the bureaucracy. Because Prussian King William I was proclaimed German Emperor in 1871. An assembly was held to proclaim the new German Empire. The process of nation building demonstrated the dominance of Prussian states and power. The currency, banking, legal and judicial system in Germany were modernized. After the Frankfurt Parliament in 1848 was the first major step towards the unification of German states, because Germany was also divided into small states and Prussia was one state which was leading this unification. And Prussian army and the bureaucracies helped the chief minister Otto von Bismarck to do this, and Otto von Bismarck is known as the Iron Man to take up the initiative of German unification. The liberal initiatives of the nation building were repressed by the monarchy and the big landlords of Prussia. It was quite obvious that the landlords and monarchies will not allow this. But Bismarck was convinced with the unification of Germany could be only achieved by the princes, not by the common people, because common people were the common people there. They had no power in their hands. So he wanted to achieve his aim by merging Prussia into Germany, and this happened also because he gave this offer to the ruler of Germany to become the Chancellor of Germany. In 1867, Bismarck became Chancellor of North Federation. Bismarck's main objective was to unify Germany and was accomplished by the three wars with Austria, Denmark and France, because these were the powers, those who subjugated a few lands of Germany. These wars continued for 7 years. These wars were ended with the victory of Prussia, which helped in completing the process of German unification. On 18th of January 1871 in Royal Palace of Versailles, the King of Prussia, Kaiser William I, was crowned as the German Emperor, and it symbolized the birth of unified Germany. You should see the proclamation of German Empire in Hall of Mirror at Versailles. Versailles was the place which played an important role in unification of Germany as well as after the First World War. World War also, we will talk about that. At the center stands the Kaiser and the chief commander of the Prussian army, General von Roon. Near them is Bismarck. The monumental work was completed and presented by the artist to Bismarck on his 70th birthday. So, Prussia was a bigger state which helped in bringing all these areas into under one roof. Okay, conquered by Prussia in Austro-Prussian War, because I have told you that Austria, then France and Franco-Prussian War in 1871. So near about 7 years they fought the wars, and after those wars ultimately Germany was unified. The 4 states of Germany were unified. Here very clearly given the states. Prussia was there and Schleswig-Holstein were there. These were the areas. Bavaria, Rhineland was an important place of Germany, and this is the way how the German unification came to an end. Now let us talk about Otto von Bismarck. Yes, this is Otto von Bismarck. He is in the Reichstag. Reichstag is a German parliament. Italy was divided into 7 states, right? Italy was divided into 7 states. Small states were there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Kingdom of both the Sicilies, Papal State, Tuscany, Modena, Parma, Venetia, Lombardy, Savoy, Sardinia, and these were the states which were brought together. Let us talk about this. Italy. In the middle of 19th century and among all the 7 states, Sardinia Piedmont was ruled by an Italian princely house. All the regions were dominated by different kings. In 1830s, Giuseppe Mazzini formed a secret society called Young Italy. Earlier also we talked about that. The movement was led by Chief Minister Cavour. So Mazzini, Cavour and one more, Garibaldi, were the 3 people, those who worked for the unification of Italy. In 1859, Sardinia Piedmont defeated Austrian forces. In 1860, they marched in South Italy and the Kingdom of the Two Sicilies and succeeded in winning the support of the local peasants. In 1861, Victor Emmanuel II was proclaimed King of Unified Italy. Giuseppe Mazzini, who led the Young Europe movement, you see. So this is the way how Italy was unified. 7 states were unified. Now I'm going to talk about the strange case of Britain. Great Britain was the model of the nation in the prior to the 18th century. There was no British nation. The nation became powerful as it steadily grew in wealth, importance and power because the Act of Union 1707 between England and Scotland resulted in the formation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain. Meant in effect, the England was able to impose its influence on Scotland. In 1801, Ireland was forcibly incorporated into the United Kingdom. The symbols of the new Britain, the British flag, the national anthem and the English language were actively promoted. Right? Ireland suffered a similar fate. It was a country deeply divided among the Catholics and the Protestants. The British helped the Protestants of Ireland to establish their dominance over a largely Catholic country. So Catholic revolts against the British dominance were suppressed, and after failed revolt led by Wolfe Tone and this united Irishmen, Ireland was forcibly incorporated in the United Kingdom in 1801. A new British nation was forged through the propagation of a dominant English culture. The symbols of the New Britain were Union Jack, the British flag, the national anthem, God Save Our Noble King, the English language were actively promoted, and the older nations survived only as subordinate patterns in this nation. So this is the way we have completed this particular point, the unification of Italy, the unification of Germany and Britain. Now in the next video, I'll be talking about page number 23 to page number 25. Thank you very much.